Welcome to Tales of the Grimoire. I am Basement 45, the clan media manager. I'm here with Bahamut Zero. There he is. You want to say hi?
Oh, goodness. I didn't know I had to come in and say a full hello. I thought you were just running through the deck real quick.
No, I thought it'd be nice if everyone said hi. And
hello.
Hey.
We've got Out of Temp.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Very good. We have IG46.
Hey.
And we have Tekknodragon.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right.
We just got off of the sets of Son of Anarchy, by the way.
Isn't that the truth?
He just curb stomped some motherfucker 2 seconds ago, and he made it here right after. So big thanks to Techno.
Yeah. Alrighty. So Baha, why don't you give us a rundown a little bit of what Clan Grimoire is and where we came from?
Yeah, so we originally started off as one of the first few DoD Dads of Destiny clans. When our clan was put together back in the beta stages. Kind of originally when we first got started, we would get into chat parties, just on our PS3s and PS4s and things like that, and just kind of talk about what we were looking forward to with Destiny and things like that. A lot of us came from MMOs. We were kind of drawn to Destiny because we all kind of liked the idea of raiding and kind of doing cooperative, team-based activities. And the other thing that kind of all identified us is that we were dads. So, we kind of all had the idea that if somebody needed to disappear for a minute because the kids needed them, or if something was scheduled, if you come from something like World of Warcraft or EverQuest or any of those, that if you have a raid scheduled and you can't make it, you're letting down usually a ton of people, and everybody kind of has expectations and whatnot. And kind of we wanted to go into it knowing that if people needed to step away for a minute because the family need them, everybody understood that's what mattered more than anything else. So kind of that was where we all came together, was from our usual backgrounds and things like that. We had a lot of first-person shooters who were looking to people who play Call of Duty and stuff like that, just looking to find like-minded dads and individuals, family-oriented people who wanted to play cooperatively and kind of have more of a family kind of oriented atmosphere when it came to how we all treat each other. When it comes to how we talk during the raids and how we interact with each other, family-oriented can often be nowhere near how our raids and things go. But great group of guys, great group of dads, and that's what you're getting with just about all of us.
Excellent. So how did we get to where we are now? From there, independent clan and everything, in nice terms.
So, I think a lot of people have some different ideas on that, right? But I think part of what it was is that when DoD got to the size that it did, there were certain elements of it that started to feel more like a business than what I think we had originally set out for as a group. And just one of the other things I think didn't set right with us, like we had an incident where one of our guys was really going through a tough time when it came to family and issues of what DoD was founded on, and his kind of fundraising and things that we were doing to try to help him with his family situation were ignored, and kind of actually not just ignored, but taken off the page. And then we had a community manager say that he had to have access to all of our kind of private interactions and things like that, and was telling us that we needed to fundraise for somebody who needed to do car repairs. So there, I don't know. There was, plus, not to mention folks have made some donations and things like that we lost track of. So there was any number of things that we thought that didn't necessarily reflect the values of family that we had originally kind of all signed up for. And we wanted to make sure that our clan represented those values, and we wanted to make sure the ideas of family and brotherhood were represented, and that's what we had as our focus at all times. And honestly, I think to a man, anybody in Grimoire will tell you we have stuck to those ideals as we've moved forward on our own.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that too. And one of the other things for me that Clan Grimoire's become over that is also the fact that we are, and you're trying to talk over me, that's cute, but Oh no, I'm watching a stream. I'm getting all confused. Anyways, so the other thing is we're become more than just a Destiny clan. So we got that going too. We're going to talk some more about like some Mortal Kombat a little bit later, since Baja and Iggy have been hitting that up hard recently and all that kind of stuff. So actually curious, Iggy, how did you find your way into Clan Grimoire or Dad's Destiny Grimoire back in the day?
Well, I started off as the first DoD group, which was DoD Alpha, and basically I was playing with B Gregs and BB a lot, and they told me, why don't you join us, because we're all playing together, and we were more of a PvE players, so I said, why not? So that's how I joined in, sent a message to Frag, and they got me in the clan, in the DoD Grimoire at the time, and since then I discovered all you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Lucky
very good.
you.
Yeah, right. So,
Hey, I say that kind of jokingly and kind of seriously because I think this clan has just been awesome from day one, man. Like, kind of the way we've all come together has been awesome.
yeah, yeah. What's your story, Temp?
Well, my story was kind of weird. The way I found DLD was doing the Bungie website. They had the find other clans, and I just started adding random people onto my list.
Who did you get first?
Huh?
Who did you get first?
I think it was you. Bahuma was you.
Yes!
Yeah, Ancient Child, and I had some other random ones. And and then I found Wales. And the way it started was Destiny started up, and Ancient Child would actually email me through the Destiny app saying join us, everything, and that's how I found it. And then they started adding people they showed up with the Destiny app in the forums. Who are you? Okay, adding you as it goes on.
Yeah, very cool.
And I know it's probably off topic, but at the time, I was in the clan. I really didn't have a set raid team at the time. You guys made some raid teams. I was like the floater hanging around.
Right.
I was a floater for one of Wales teams. I think Bassett was in it. And I remember one time I was like 10 minutes late, and I got booted. And Wales was late too. And Wales like, why aren't you raiding? And it's like, well, they replaced me. And Wales got so upset that he raided himself. He made a whole team just for me, so I could raid also and get parts.
Yeah, and
So
I think that's
I was like, okay, I want to stay in this clan because they actually care if I get my stuff done or not.
Yeah, funny enough, I think that team that Wales started for you, we got 4 of the members on the call right now that are part of that team.
I know.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Yeah, right? So, I tell you, honestly, we should have a recurring segment that is like your craziest Wales story, which is like your craziest story of Wales losing his mind mid-raid or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think I'm putting that one down for later.
With Wales.
Yeah. So I'm putting that on ideas for next time. Crazy Wales stories. Okay, so Techno, how'd you find your way in?
I originally heard about the clan from the community focus. I had joined a random clan just to find people to play with, but they felt a lot like young college students and everything else, and it's one of those. It felt like what I was trying to get away from with World of Warcraft. And so when I read the synopsis of what they said Dad's Destiny was supposed to be, I was like, this is perfect. And I ended up originally joining, I think it was Echo at the time, and it was, I was just getting in as everybody else was. And looking through the stuff, I had found that Grimoire was going to be a PvE specific, and since I had always sucked at PvP before that, I was like, well, I'm not really planning on doing much with PvP. I would much rather be able to focus on doing the raids for years, so I had no clue what they were going to be about. And, kind of weaseled my way in there at first, and it was everything I had hoped for from the get-go, exactly what I was looking for in expectations for being able to get stuff done, being able to, raid, being able to do it within the parameters of what I was allowed, time-wise and everything else. And
Cool.
It just felt right, everybody understood.
It's amazing to me that everybody's as good as they are, quite honestly, with some of the time restrictions we have on our lives. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I don't know if y'all were playing Bloodborne with us. Like how many of y'all played Bloodborne? But B Greg's had that thing platinum before like 95% of us had it even beaten.
He has that platinum.
Oh, he had a platinum like a week and a half ago. What are you talking about? That's like past
gross. That is gross.
Yeah, way past tense. That's shit that's now in an encyclopedia.
Yeah. So I might as well give a little bit of my story and how I got there. I started off in the beta days as well, and a lot of that was really just looking around for just random clans because I'm like, I'm going to give this Destiny game a try, and I'm not really much of a social gamer at first. So I just found this thing called Dad's Destiny. I'm like, we'll give that a shot, see what the hell happens, and got in DoD Bravo. And then when the main game came out, it became more of a, if I remember right, there was something with the cap size of the clan, so they went in and they, eliminated all that. So you kind of had to rejoin the clans and everything. So went in. I was actually, I think, on travel out to LA at the time or something like that, and Bravo had been filled up. So I just started going down the list of what was available. And there was this PvE focused clan. I'm like, well, that's good because I'm not a big PvP player, so give that a shot and just have not looked back since. So it's been good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think early on, I think one of the things that had to draw you into a PvE focused clan in Destiny was you knew if you were saying that you were PvE focused, that meant that you really cared about the raids. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know what I mean? If that's why you wanted that focus more than likely, even
right.
Not just the not necessarily being about the PvP, just knowing that you had people that were going to be focused on the kind of in-game content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably why a lot of us came from WoW, quite honestly, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Frag said he lost half of his life to Final Fantasy XIV or something like that, too.
Yeah, there was something like that in the chat recently.
Yeah, it was about to suck you in, too, wasn't it?
It was. I was thinking about it because it looks so good, and everybody's talking about it, not in its clan, but outside of it. But then I used to play 11 for 3 years, and the reason to stop was, one day it took me 8 hours just to get one level. One single level, I'm like, I can't do this no more.
Yeah, no, I remember being up till 4 in the morning with my brother-in-law and his girlfriend and all of our friends, running instances and stuff like that. And you got work in 3 hours and you're still up running that stuff. It's just detrimental to running an adult life sometimes.
Yeah. So that actually drives us well into the next segment of this here is what's been your best experience in the clan? So I'll be happy to start this off. Best experience in the clan was probably that first raid through the Vault of Glass. There's just something about the mystique going through there that was just crazy. And I remember watching the streams when it first dropped, on Twitch. People like Streamer House and Gathalion were running it, and I'm watching this and I'm going, how the hell am I ever even going to do this? Since it's taking these are the best players out there, and they're taking 12 hours, getting nowhere doing it, and it's just that first time through and having to work together as a team was just fantastic experience, and you just can't replicate that first time through. And Crota's End was somewhat similar too, but for completely different reasons. That wasn't a bit more of the crazy ass whale story category. So Techno, what's been your best experience?
Honestly, I think for me it was getting the flawless raid with our raid group. Because it was one of those things when I was looking at all the things, when I wanted to get trophies and stuff like that, was the one thing I'm like, I could get that, I could get this, I could get this. There is no way in hell I'm going to be able to accomplish that, I mean, it's just, I knew we could do the raids. I knew we could, had no problems with that. I wasn't sure we'd be able to accomplish hard mode, because it's one of those things that, as difficult as they said it was supposed to be, I really I knew we were good, but I didn't know that we were that good. I thought that was something that was way above our level.
Right.
And to be able to do it, and be able to beat a raid without anybody dying, I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah.
So when we actually accomplished that,
with 5 men, don't forget that.
Exactly. It's like we not only we did it, but we took it one step further, and it was an amazing feeling to have been able to accomplish that.
Yeah, that was a good night. What about you, Iggy?
Well, my greatest, it's about raids again, but don't if you remember Farshot, we were always playing with this guy, and he was always doing the leadership, and I always thought I was always going to be needing a leader to tell me what to do in the raid and stuff. I never thought I'm gonna be able to accomplish that by myself or being the relic guy or this or that. But eventually, like Techno said, it's become easier and it's become like a lot more less stressful, which is in the beginning. And compared to the Crota when it came out, we were so stressed and so eager to complete it first.
Yeah.
And now it's like just 30 minutes and it's over.
Right.
And
Right. It's so funny.
remember, the first week was how many? I think I put in 24 hours in a week just to try to kill Crota. And now it's like, with the help of Ba, of course, it takes like, and Toon, it takes like maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. And that's a weird feeling, that of accomplishment. But again, it goes away very fast.
Yeah. How about you, Temp?
Oh well, I'm gonna go with Bassman on this one. It was the Vault of Glass. Just that first time of teamwork and getting it done with the oracles, everybody getting the time, everybody doing their job right. And when we first killed Atheon with all the glitches, falling off, the shield not working. I remember that night is I yelled so loud I woke up everybody in the house like, and I was high for like the next like 6 hours.
Right.
And
that was a great night.
Back to Techno with the Flawless Raider. Me too. I was like, yep, that's not never get done. And then when we did it, I was like, yep. I was up again for the next 4 hours, just like, I'm Flawless Raider, yeah. And I talk about it in work and telling everybody, that's right. Well, wallpaper on my computer. They had no idea what it was about.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and we'll wrap that part up with you, Baha.
Okay, so once again, like, ask the question exactly, because semantics actually matter, because depending on the word, I have a lot of favorite memories. So what's the exact question?
Just best experience with the clan.
Best experience with the clan. Dan, that's kind of tough because, so like you said, the first time you go into the vault and you're doing it as a group and you're learning it as a group, that's awfully fun. When you get those big victories, those are a lot of fun. I don't know, man. This sounds so stupid, but it's kind of like my avatar. The best thing I've had about this clan was when folks were having a lot of trouble getting things kind of beat those first few weeks. And Iggy's team and I and a couple other guys, we kind of worked out a good system, and we started really getting people through, and then they started taking that strategy and getting it to their team. And MSU worked out that other little bit where we went behind. It was like, I really loved how we as a clan took what used to be something so frustrating, and now every single group, Cabal, all the groups have it down to where they're running it in a few tries and they got it. And it's like, we worked it out as a group. We worked it out as a team. We used all of our different modes of communication that we had to give all the information that we were getting about it to one another. We were showing, we were sharing, we were even competing, which was, I think kind of even helped to drive it a little further, because on that competition note, Base, Temp, Tech, and I, we were the first group to get through it on normal mode. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
And then Iggy's group and I with Tomb and MSU and Bernie and all those, we were also the first to get it through on hard mode. So I'll throw that out there as well. But anyways, one common thread in there. But anyways.
Yeah. So you'll notice Baha is a very humble person.
Yeah, very, very modesty, middle name. Bahamut, modesty 0. Yeah.
Humble.
Anyways,
Asian's face. It worked up. I think 2 nights ago, he still holds a grudge. It's like, well, why don't you do VOG Flawless like the big boys?
Oh yeah, the competition's still there, no doubt.
Yeah. No, it's all healthy, good stuff. All right, so Bungie released a whole bunch of information the other day about just the reef and the upgrade path. What are people's initial reactions to what they showed off? With all the way upgrades are going to work, and the different social space items. So whoever wants to jump in.
I think the change of scenery is freaking awesome. Having someplace other than the tower to go is kind of nice. And it seems like everything that they've shown so far really shows the fact that they're listening to what people want, but still finding a way to make it balanced, where now with the changes, it feels like even if I've completed, like even if there was a raid or not, if I've completed that, now events become more relevant because Ascendant Energy, I can do something with it,
Right.
Whether it's, get Glimmer or change it for this or that, they're making each component have kind of multiple purposes for it. So it makes it what you're trying to do, all the little events become relevant again. That used to be fun when you first started the game, but here at Crota it became, well, what's the point of a public event? All I'm doing is getting Ascendant materials, and I can't use that on my new raid gear. So
Right.
what's the point of doing it? So by giving it
4 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and so many people have it stockpiled, and there was nothing to do with it,
Right.
And so
Right.
that's one of those things that now they're giving people something to do, and they're giving you a reason to do old content too, especially with the weapon and armor upgrades. There's a reason to go back and do Vaulted Glass. If you like personally, I like the Vaulted Glass gear, the look of it better. Or
Agreed.
Crota's End gear, or or if you like the new gear, whatever. Or weapons for that matter, because everybody loves Fatebringer. Now you can bring it back up to being a little bit, up to par with everything else, kind of thing. So the re-rolling perks and all those things, I love what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Kind of expanding and listening.
Yeah.
No, I think you touched on the big thing is that it feels like they're listening,
Right.
right? Like I think I was with King Dreary probably just yesterday. We were running through something, and he brought up that it felt like everything in House of Wolves, even though it didn't have a raid, that it felt like everything that people have kind of been asking for was being addressed. Or as many things as were humanly possible to address that people have been asking for. You know what I mean? So
Right.
kind of like
Right.
within reason of what's doable.
Cool.
But, by and large, it feels like they're listening to their customer base. They're taking it seriously. That they want to make it... we put all these hundreds of hours into it. They sound like, they really are taking what our opinions are that we formed from those hundreds of hours and giving them validity and trying to bring them into reality in terms of what we want to see in the content.
Right.
I tell you, it gives me a lot of hope for Destiny 2, or whatever the hell they're going to call it. Not Comet or whatever, but
Right.
whatever says that we're doing away with the old architecture, right? The old systems. We're forgetting about that, and we're just going to push these new systems as far as we can.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was real optimistic coming out of that. So some of the stuff I'd be interested in knowing is, how do you guys think the Trials of Osiris are going to run? Is it going to be only for the best of the best PvP, or the casual guys going to be able to get through as well? What do you think, Iggy?
I think they changed their plans, because I think the main plan was for the best of the best. But now every weekend, and we saw a lot of items from that vendor to give you other chances to go back in. If you see those little yellow, red, and I think it's green thing, if you read text, it says give you another chance to go back in it. So basically, it's not just for the best, but it's for people who actually want to farm this stuff. And they said it's going to be every weekend, so you're going to have a lot of chance, well, for people who doesn't work on the weekend,
Yeah.
a lot of chances to actually get that stuff. But how do you get those weapons and armors that we don't know yet? If it's a drops,
Right.
because there's a new currency as well, the coins. Are they just to enter? And there's also those little cards on top, the blue cards, purple cards.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Yeah, those are very interesting.
It almost looks like you enter in with a gamble for how good are you going to do in this run, and that'll determine what drop you might get out.
Yeah.
So
my idea for that is the blue cards is one for weapon and one for armor, and purple cards is one for weapon, one for armor. So you're gonna do like bets. If you go in and you win,
yeah,
that cards become basically an item.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah, blue items for lower level guys, and
Yeah.
purple items for higher level.
So, and nonetheless, most of the stuff with the trials is going to be 3-player, right? Is that correct?
well, they haven't confirmed that yet, but that's what the data mining from the fall suggested. So Wednesday
God,
is the big stream.
Have those guys been dead on or what? The data mining guys.
Yeah, so far they've been pretty good. So I mean,
They've been like they've been like
Yeah.
temp sniping on Predator. You know what I mean? They've been
Right.
dead shots.
right,
Dead shot. That's all I'm saying is that they've been nailing everything. So I will say that I think 3v3. You know, when you play 6 versus 6, there's usually going to be 1 or 2 people on the other team that you're going to have some players better than.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when you do 3v3, there's
rough.
a good chance that they're just outmatching you. They're outmatching you, and it's going to be an ugly match. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of those matches go, I thought.
Yeah.
Either you're going to crush them or they're going to crush you is usually how I find 3-on-3 goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been my experience with that too. So,
The more alpha loot gates, the better. The more you can res people quicker and get them up and firing again. I usually find.
Yeah. So, what do people think about it only running over the weekend? Is that a good thing, or is that going to turn out to be a bad thing? Because
I know we got people like TC that, depending on their schedule,
yeah,
you know what I mean? People have certain schedules. I do not like them segmenting things off to people who only have certain schedules because it's frustrating when you know guys like, we got a guy in our clan, TC, he's a trucker. Guy's awesome. Whenever we can fit him into things and try to make sure we get him into the raids and things, but it's just difficult with his schedule. For them to set up something that makes it to where your life has to be scheduled around a game is a little frustrating when they pay for that content, that they have to have things structured as such to be able to participate in it.
Right.
Well, with it, just seeing because it's like I think Zircoins are only over the weekend, Friday to a certain amount. But I do see about everybody's schedule. But I just see the podcast. He's saying it starts on Friday, but it lasts until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. So you do have kind of, that Monday, if they extra for you to catch up. It isn't as bad as Zerg, which is really like
And I don't think it's gonna be reputation for Trial of Osiris neither. So you don't have to level stuff for that guy. It's all based on loot, and I think, in my opinion, on what you bet on your match.
Right. T Coda says in the chat that he feels special because we're talking about him. So.
Every time I'm trying to find a chance to work in somebody's name, I've been trying to work it in.
Yeah. Yeah. So, actually, one of the things I was wondering about is if there's kind of a set period of time that you can actually earn the passage coins, if that's how you get into the trials, and that's what they're going to do. I don't know if that's going to be the case because that would make it even worse. But just food for thought, I guess. But so
who knows? And how do you get those coins? Will you get that as a loot from other PvE stuff, or what?
My guess on that is that there's going to be it's going to be tied into a reward system for performance in the Crucible, whether it's wins or it's score based kind of thing. But I also think
going to make it that much more exclusive.
Right. So, but I think what they're going to do is I think you're going to be able to buy your way in with something like Motes of Light. Or
on that thing, did you guys check the latest Twitter from this guy on IGN, Destin Legary?
Nah.
No.
Said he has a big news about revamping the whole Crucible and Destiny on May the 29th, April 29th.
Yeah, so that's the Trials of Osiris reveal stream with Triple Rack that they're doing. So
yeah, but he said he has gonna be his own kind of news about the Crucible, not about the Trials of Osiris, but the Crucible.
Yeah.
So maybe they're gonna change everything we know about PvP.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. Yeah. No, I guess we'll
I
find
hope
out.
they go bold. Whatever they're thinking about doing, whatever decisions they make, I hope they go bold on these things. Like, I feel like they've done enough incremental change up till now to kind of make some big decisions, because
Right.
a lot of things are very good, but I like to hear they're going kind of big on the economy, right? Like, anytime you earn something in this game, you should be able to, in some way, shape, or form, use it.
Right.
and some benefit you, no matter how minor it is. So it's nice to know they're going that way with the economy, but I hope they go that way with everything. Just kind of go big with it all. If they're going to make changes.
Yeah. No, it's a good deal. So, next up, Prison of Elders. What do we think we're going to see there? So, Techno, what do you think we'll see in the Prison of Elders?
It's kind of interesting and intriguing. I like the. I mean, it sounds like they've said for a lot of people that it's kind of be a horde mode. You know, you've got waves and waves of enemy, or maybe just like variances of enemies, kind of things like the final stages and some of the strike runs or whatnot we've had.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the thing I like about it is it's something different from the raid or PvP. You know, so the fact that we don't have a raid right now, but this is what we're doing instead, as long as it captures your attention, it gives you like in a raid, all you basically got is kind of something that sounds like, you know, a Prison of Elders, you know, like say Crota would be 3 sessions of Prison of Elders, you just don't have the middle parts to it, you know what I mean? You've got you've got these enemies you've got to beat, you know. So it kind of, to me, seems like a raid in sections. This is your challenge. Your challenge, you'll get the reward. You don't have to do several of them in a row. You just have different incremental pieces.
Yeah.
And to me, I kind of like that. It's some refreshing, something a little bit different, a different way that they can vary things up so that it doesn't get monotonous.
Right.
That's be the real problem. Eventually, at the point, the raid, because you're doing the exact same thing every time, gets kind of stagnant and boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Temp, what do you hope to see with Prison?
Well, I'll tell you right now that I'm already sold from just seeing the first trailer with the Queen.
Yeah.
It's like, let the Guardians in. Like, oh, I'm sold. Let's do this. What I like about Destiny. I like about the Destiny is they do keep it fresh. As in they keep changing, they keep changing stuff, adding stuff, making it better, listening to the community. And as far as the Trial of the Elders, I'm not fond of the 3 people thing. I told you this before.
Yeah.
I really like the group mechanics, having everybody together. So that's the only thing I see kind of being detrimental, is that only 3 of us out of the 6 could go in at one time, both for the PvP and that part.
Right. Yeah.
But other than that, everything I heard from them, everything, I like it all. Nothing. It's like I'm looking forward to it. Like, how many hours does anybody have on Destiny? I have like 500 plus hours.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so one of the interesting things, I was rewatching the Bungie stream this morning, and one of the things I caught Gathalion say was that I guess you could have called this a raid when they were talking about the Prison Elders, but it's not really. So to me, that lends the fact that there's probably a lot of the similar kind of raid mechanics that we're used to, but doing it in a 3-man mode makes it so you don't want to call it a raid, per se.
Yeah.
So I'm at least happy to hear that. So the more opportunity for teamwork, the better.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But kind of to Tim's point is, so here we are heading into May, right?
Yeah.
So we all have sunk about 8 months now into this kind of with our raid teams, or 6, 7 months into it with our raid teams. You know what I mean? And you get real close with that group of 6. You play all the time. You talk all the time. You end up doing a lot of nightfalls, other games. You have your own little chats in band and things like that. And you interact with those people a lot, and you get real excited. I know, like, most of the time on Wednesday morning, y'all get up way before me because y'all go to work on like just unreasonable hours. But I'll wake up on like Wednesday morning, which is our first raid night, and I'll usually pull up our chat and I'll see Base at like 5:45 in the morning or something ungodly, writing raid night. Like he's already jacked up that it's raid night at 5:45 on Wednesday morning, which again just blows my freaking mind.
That is 6:45 my time.
yeah, exactly. Nonetheless, that's an ungodly hour. Okay, ungodly. Anyways, I hate that all this time that we spent, 8 months and hundreds of hours, if not thousands, over 1,000 hours for some of us at this point, that we've kind of poured into these teams and these connections and this communication. There isn't an outlet for us to take that 6-person, or at least from what we know yet, take those 6-person teams that we've spent so much time forming and all that sort of stuff, and have an outlet for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or a new outlet at least. That's definitely disappointing.
Well, the solution that came up to me that I was watching the stream was the old raids are going to be dropping upgraded armor. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be upgraded or you can just get the armor and then ascend it with the ethereal light. Is I think what's going to happen.
You'll have a reason to upgrade it. Is what I think it is.
Yeah, it's relevant again.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go back in, with a 6-man team and play VOD and play the Death of Crota to get
Death of Crota. I love that new name. What is the Death of Crota? DOC. What?
Well, and this is like a bonus tale. We go back. Like I still don't have what's the one called?
Corrective measures still needed.
Yeah.
I have corrective measure. The Harmor.
The only thing I need on those 2 raids is corrective measures. That's it.
So I still need Necromantism.
Yeah.
Still relevant.
Everybody keeps talking about Fatebringer. I was looking at Praetus Timepiece earlier today.
Yes.
Actually, really excited about upgrading that.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about this perk on Praetus that every time you get a body shot damage, that it gives you upgraded precision damage. And not just that, every time you miss a shot of the 3-shot burst, it shoots the 4th shot. So anytime you miss, there's a good chance you're going to hit body on one of those shots, and then you'll get upgraded precision damage, and the next shot will get upgraded precision on all 4 of those. Yeah, I mean, it's a great gun. I'm excited that there's all these guns that I haven't touched in 4 or 5 months that I'm going to be pulling back out and remembering how awesome they were again.
Right. Yeah, I think we're going to be running VOG hard a lot more to try to get that gun for everybody. Of course, you're the one person I know that has it.
No, Wales has it.
Oh, okay.
Riker has it.
Okay, so there's 4 people out of the clan.
Yeah, Wales has it.
Yeah.
He might need to go buy a new controller to use it, but he has
that's a whole different story.
Tales of Wales, man. That's a great segment, man. We can get Iggy to come up with a graphic from it. Tales of Wales, and then some crazy whacked up thing. In fact, if we could get somebody to animate them, that would be even better.
Yeah, so... Alright. So, there's this mystery reveal on May 8th on Bungie's website. What the hell is that?
Well, it would be a mystery now, would it, if we could answer
Well, yeah, but what do we think it is?
A raid. It's going to be the raid being launched.
Nah, it's not going to be a raid. I think it's going to be maybe not even a subclass. Nothing that big. It won't be too big for just a DLC. I think it's going to be just maybe how they change the Crucible or something, or a new reward system that when you go in in a strike or in a PvP match, you can maybe have an advantage on somebody on the drops, or I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be something that big of a raid or a subclass or anything like this. But again, I can be mistaken.
Yeah, do you
sound like somebody whose heart has been broken by Bungie once too many times?
Well, they keep like they did with when they talked about remember when upgrading the exotic, and for 1 week everybody was upgrading it easily because they only needed glimmer and stuff. Then the next week they changed everything and said that you need to re-level it all over again.
Yeah.
And about 2 loops after.
I hate that so much.
Yeah. So Iggy, I have a request from IC for you to talk dirty to him in French.
Who?
From an IC.
Oh boy. Let me think about it. Do the next question. I'm gonna think about it.
Okay. So.
Hey.
So,
You
do
know,
you
that
think?
surprises me, Iggy, because I know you've already spent a ton of time thinking about what you would say to him in those situations. So I'm surprised.
Yeah,
that
but it's a different.
Right,
I'm
right.
surprised it wasn't on the tip of your tongue. That's all I'm saying.
I hide behind the PS4 now. I'm not hiding, so.
Yeah, there's something on the tip of his tongue, all right. But, anyways, do you think? So, do you think that they might be announcing a increased difficulty for the raids?
Hope so.
You know, moving up VOG to like a level 32 or even 34 kind of thing.
That's the reveal of May 8th.
So, and with that, do you think that would be the reward if they moved it up to a level 34? Is that if you beat things on 34 and get the weapon drop, it would already be in the increased one? Would that be the deal? You think?
Maybe. I also wonder if maybe they work
there
in the
has to be
ethereal light.
something. There has to be something that gives you a reason to do Vault of Glass at 34 versus 30.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe it's gonna be the light thing to upgrade
Right.
those legendaries.
Oh, that's true. That might be one of the ways that you can earn the.
But we don't know how rare that stuff is.
Right.
Yeah. We're not clear on that yet. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. They've only said that you can get that from Trials of Osiris, Prison of Elders, the Nightfall, and Iron Banner. So, I don't know. We'll see if they add that to the loot table there, too.
It'll be interesting to see the percentages on what people use them for. I guarantee you, like, when in the first few weeks people have it, Fatebringer will be like 90%
Right.
of what people use it on.
Yeah. Yeah. Not. So, what are you
If
upgrading?
not higher.
What are we all upgrading first? I know I'm going for armor first, probably.
Faithbringer.
Wait, armor? Wait, what armor are you upgrading before Fatebringer? Let me hear this shit. This is crazy.
Probably my Obsidian Mind.
Wait, that's an exotic. I thought exotics were just
Yeah,
going to use
big
exotic
shard.
shards.
Yeah, they just need a shard.
No. Exotics are out of question, dude. It's only on the legendaries.
No, you can upgrade any exotic with just the exotic shard and some glimmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So you're not even talking about exotics. You're talking
Right.
about guns and armor that
Alright.
are legendary.
Yeah, so day one, no one's upgrading anything because no one has any ethereal
Yeah.
light.
No, what I'm saying is we're talking about what's the very gun or armor that you're going to upgrade when you get the material.
First gunner armor.
It's Fatebringer. This is why are we even talking? The real question is what's number
Fatebringer.
2?
Vision and Confluence.
What's number 2?
I might be with Temp on that one with Vision.
Vision.
Yeah, me too.
I miss that gun a lot.
Yeah, Vision's a hard gun to.
Yeah, well, after running PvP with random,
Wait, I thought
how
you
do
were
you
a big
not?
corrective measure fan.
I am, but you know, I don't need it as much. You know,
More PvP, right?
right. Yeah, I don't use it in PvE much. So,
Yeah.
and after running PvP with random and watching him tear it up with Vision, that might be the thing.
Yeah. Random's just a bad boy when it comes to PvP, period, right?
Right.
Random slaughters dudes.
What was that picture he put out in the chat the other day? 37 KD. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was freaking brutal.
And I thought I was good that day when I had
I
a
think that was
15.
in 3v3 too, right? So he probably had people with like Alpha Lupe resin people for him so he could blow the shit out of them immediately
Right,
again.
right. Yeah, what about you, Techno? What's the first gun you're upgrading?
Oh, that after having recently gotten Fatebringer and fully leveled, I probably would have to say Fatebringer. Unfortunately, because it's just amazing. I mean,
Right.
I was like, I heard for so long about it, and then only a couple weeks ago, finally get it fully leveled, and I'm like, I could see why everybody was saying it's so amazing because
Yeah.
Kind of like when you lost your virginity, right? You're like, holy shit, that was awesome. Like, people weren't lying. That shit's as good as they were saying.
Yeah.
it's hard to beat that. I mean, Vision and Confluence comes in a close second there, but because I mean, honestly, after the mistakes of the freaking Gallahorn that people made when they were like, "Oh, you don't want to waste your exotic slot on a freaking heavy," just for armor. I'll never make that mistake again. I can always get different armor or more armor. And a good weapon is hard to find.
I bought Crest of Alpha Lupe instead of, or I think that's what it was. It was like Crest of Alpha Lupe instead of that Gallahorn.
Right.
And you're still kicking yourself for that one. I know it.
No.
The thing is, that's the only exotic I still don't have 8 months later into the game. You know it.
I had the coins to buy Gallahorns 3 times over, and I skipped it because I already had truth. It's like truth is good enough. I was like, I know. I kick myself for that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you go to
every
confession?
time I do a nightfall or something and I get crap for it, I'm still pissed at myself for it.
Yeah.
I've been getting lucky lately. I got 4th Horseman. I've been getting all the auto rifles.
Man, I love the fire rate of that thing now. You can take down the sword bear in like half a second. Just
Right. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It really is.
So, anything else for Speculation House of Wolves before we actually hear real announcements from them?
Maybe I thought about something that Mortal Kombat brought up, and it's very popular: faction wars, which maybe it should be a good addition to PvP. Maybe that's the whole PvP revamping we're gonna do.
Yeah. So, what do you think faction wars would actually be?
Well, basically, what you wear brings you more points to that faction, and it adds up on all the players, basically like in Mortal Kombat, and you can have more chance of getting exotic or not exotic, but legendaries from that faction on end game result, depending on how your level is. Or who's the winning faction this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just rewards in general. Like the faction that Iggy and I are in for Mortal Kombat, we won the other day, and so we got like 5,000 coins, which is this currency for unlocking stuff in the game.
Yeah.
And so that's actually not a bad idea. The thing about the factions, though, is one of the things that kind of makes them hard to really get involved in or really involved in anyways, is that you can just switch your faction at any time between any faction. There's no real loyalty to any of them or anything.
Right.
And so the ability to just kind of jump in between them willy-nilly just kind of makes it lose some of its importance. It just becomes another gateway to accessing some bit of weapon or armor or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You would like to see something in there to where the longer you stay with something, the more you pour resources into that something, the greater the rewards become.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that might actually be an interesting way for them to reward, it kind of in a quasi way, the whole performance-based thing. Without hitting an individual hard, which is why they don't do it in Crucible now, so that the best just keep getting better and the worst keep getting no better. If you put it into the faction, that might be an interesting way to reward performance.
Yeah. And what got me thinking that may be the reveal is that if you saw the new faction armor and weapon, the logos and the look of that faction is more relevant.
Right.
It's more showing. So maybe that's going to be the change. And I think that Mind they found an exotic Titan marks for faction or Warlock bands. I think that's going to be a possibility because once you're going to lock in a faction, and the more armor you have from that faction, because now you can all have level 34 gear from that faction. So you're not going to just use the raid items. You basically can use faction armors. So maybe if you have a full faction armor, you're going to get more chance of getting drops or more experience from that faction. So that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that just lets you use that something different at the same highest in content. So everybody looks different and has the sort of things they want to use in the high end.
Yeah, so
that's a big improvement.
Yeah, so just take a second here and throw out a few things that are out in their chat there. So a lot of people are saying Fatebringer for what they're going to upgrade first, and there's, T-Code is saying it's going to do Vision.
The only question is number 2, honestly.
And then we have, IC saying he's going to pull in No Land Beyond first, mark his words. So I think he's got to provide video evidence of that one, or he's a coward and a liar.
Land Beyond is an exotic shard. Wait. No Land Beyond's an exotic shard. It's outside the scope of the question. Next question.
Yes. Yeah, so maybe he needs to upgrade Atheon's epilogue.
Yeah. No, fuck that noise. No,
Yep.
no.
All right, and
I'm
then...
not going to do that when I can use I'd rather use Word than Atheon's epilogue. So.
Oh, for sure. And then we have the instigating going on in there from Pediscus. He's
talking shit about who?
Well, he's excited everyone's so fat. It's awesome.
Well, that's not.
That's when he gets the smallest.
Wait, I see pictures of him. So is he.
Well, maybe he just feels better about himself now. He's also surprised that Baja is not surrounded by purple light.
I got some purple light.
All right, yeah. And someone needs to convince Baja's wife to make a cameo. And Icy wants to know if she has a hot friend.
He has hot cousin. Hot friends. She has hot, but they're in Louisiana.
Well, close enough.
Here, I'm changing the color. See if this is better. Bam.
Bam.
Will that work?
Yeah.
Or can I go to an ode to America, red, white, and blue? There we go.
There you go. Well, of course, Icy is saying he will do the Atheon's epilogue, so... His first ethereal light.
Finger? I don't believe it.
Yeah, he also says he's okay for Louisiana. So...
So, what is anybody's second gun? Are they going to upgrade?
Second gun.
Yes.
Probably Vision, quite honestly. The question might actually be the third gun.
Icebreaker, second gun.
Well, that doesn't count. That's exotic. We're talking about the
Legendaries.
That's what takes
Legendaries.
the
Vision option was that.
Fellwinter's Lie.
Man, you know what's sad? Nobody's saying any of the guns from Crota's End.
They kind of sucked.
They kind of suck. Yeah, like Black Hammer, like I'm surprised nobody's saying that one. But Black Hammer's so situational, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's awesome in the right situation, but if in the right situation, do you really care about that little extra attack power? No, because you're just sitting there hitting it over and over anyway.
Yeah, I have yet to get the scout rifle, but that might be up on the list from what I understand about it.
Tang's a hell of a gun.
Yeah, Icy is also saying Murmur.
Yeah, and I don't know that you'd want to do Fang though, because you're going to do Fatebringer, so you're already going to have a primary that is a art. So you're probably going to want to go something that is, either solar or void. Probably, I would think.
What about Praetor's Revenge?
Praetor's Revenge.
The sniper rifle from VOG.
Well, no, corrective measure as well is going to be good.
Yeah.
Man, Praetus, I loved Praetus just because it stayed still. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you see, I think I love Black Hammer, but because it's so situational, Praetus is not a bad choice. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
But we keep saying raid guns. Are there some faction guns or free Vanguard guns that anybody's excited about upgrading?
I might actually pull up my Red Hand 9, the New Monarchy hand cannon.
I do have a question I want to ask. What about our freaking gear from Iron Banner? Are we going to be able to just use that stuff? Because if we're using that stuff, then Timur's Lash might be my second gun.
Yeah, that's a good gun. That's a good gun.
You can do every.
But are we sure that Iron Banner gun can be upgraded that way?
Every legendary.
Okay, so... Yeah, man. Then it might be my Timur's Lash because that thing has it has my it has a couple of upgrades that I love. I don't want to re-roll it, so if I could just upgrade it, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Freaking crowd control. I don't want to give that up.
Right. Yeah. So good stuff.
Or the fusion rifle from the Iron Banner is pretty good. I still have the level 300 one.
Oh, I have not gotten the fusion rifle yet. What's it called?
Perun's Fire.
Have not gotten that. I bet you there's going to be a lot of people who will use it on Fellwinter's Line.
Yeah, possibly.
It's supposed to be the next week gun.
Man, do you know King Drury rolled on that thing? He rolled automatic fire, shot package, and hammer forged.
Nice.
F you, King. I have the only reason I do that is I have spent over 200 books of light re-rolling that thing, and I still haven't gotten anything I'm even remotely interested in using.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to Destiny, I think we'll find out a whole lot more next week with the Trials of Osiris, followed by Prison Elders the week after that. But we also play more than just Destiny in this clan. So I know Mortal Kombat's been big with a bunch of people recently. Specifically here, Baja and Iggy have been playing that a lot. So what do you guys think about it? How's it compared to prior games?
Well, it's still a fighting game, but it has a lot of game modes, a lot of things to do. You cannot complete anything in one day, that's for sure. And it can be very, very hard at some point. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It has a lot more content than Destiny, that's for sure. And it's a fighting game, so.
Man, it's amazing how much content they stuck into a fighting game. So like I've always been more a Street Fighter guy than a Mortal Kombat guy, but I really am excited about getting people into Street Fighter. So I wanted to pick up Mortal Kombat 2 originally just wanted to pick it up to make sure I could try to get people into Street Fighter when it comes out. And it's just an impressive freaking game, man. There is so much content to it. The story mode has a good story by video game measures, right? I mean, it's a video game story, so it's a little not every video game. I mean, The Last of Us and things like that have proven that not to be
better than a movie, though.
Unless it has a fighting game story. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a little whacked out, nonetheless.
Right. So
it's well done, good characters, all that sort of stuff. Lots of content. The actual fighting game mechanics are really deep. It's an impressive game.
Yeah. Temp, jump in.
Oh yeah, guys. I have to go soon. I have something going on outside here. Before I go, other games I've been playing. You guys follow anything I do there? I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. You ever played that? Anybody? A long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
My daughter has a Japanese first name, and you want to know if I played Kingdom Hearts.
Well, but the story behind that easily is when I wanted to get into it at the time, I didn't have PS2, and the story for Kingdom Hearts expanded so much that I had to go buy 3 consoles, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. So when the collections came out, I started buying them. I just finished part 1 about 2 weeks ago, and I'm playing the one that came out for GBA. So I'm mostly into like playing something like solo, to counteract what I play on Destiny with other people. So when I'm like, oh, I'm bored of this, I go back to play it with you guys.
Nice.
Everybody saw crickets.
Yeah.
So when I get done with that, I can see y'all.
Face like, what is Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
And it's like,
what?
Well, that was actually IC's question in the chat. What the hell is Kingdom Hearts? So why don't you give him?
What? You've never used a keyblade to say the forces, and
I'll see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you, Tom. Have a good weekend.
Wednesday, if not before.
Yes, I see. It is a Disney-based JRPG.
That's really cool to see, though. It's not just Mortal Kombat, but Bloodborne. We have a group of a ton of guys playing, and any number of groups now that we have playing these different games. And it's really cool to pull out your phone in the middle of the day and see all these different groups talking about what's going on in the game. How they're going to try to get together and play together and stuff like that and work their way through it. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, so I haven't played this Mortal Kombat yet. I played the last one that came out. What's different about it? Because being not a big fighting guy, what would actually draw me in?
So first of all, polish. Can I just throw that out there? Polish. I mean, it's a weird thing to talk about with games, but it's
important. Yeah.
And it's polished to the nth degree, right? Even just the things to where the little quibs, the little bit of interactions between the characters with the voiceovers during the actual fights themselves and everything is just so detailed and polished about the game. The fighting system is traditional Mortal Kombat, but there's a lot of variation to it, and it's tight. It's on point. They give you the frame data. It's a good fighting system. It's well done.
Good.
And it's a lot more serious because Mortal Kombat 9, with the costume and stuff, and just the graphic they use, it doesn't seem very taking itself seriously. Basically, this one is it's white font on black background. It's simple because they know the game is good, and they don't go on deep menus and stuff like this. But you can customize your emblem. You can customize everything while your teammates are playing each other. You can just chat. You can just do emojis. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of work in that game, and it's very, very fun. Especially when you play with friends. Like the other night, we played King of the Hill. After we played team battle Robin mode, which makes us three of us against three other guys, and we have to beat them the fastest possible. There's so much thing to do, and even the crypt. The crypt is like its own little game by itself. When you get like a survivor or game where you get attacked and you have to unlock stuff with different kind of weapons that you find in the crypt, and for that you need coins, and there's so much stuff to do, and time goes by fast when you just play around with the modes. And there's even tower battles when you have to clear the tower with your group of friends the fastest possible way, and it's just a lot of fun.
There's a lot,
stretch
there's a lot of
rates. Lots of modes.
There's just lots of different things to do. They give you just any options. They give you any number of options that you can use to make it what you want with the group of people that you have. It's well done, but I tell you, Grimoire, just as a clan, we have been well done. Like how we've been kind of structuring our different bands on our online app for how we communicate about the different games. It's been really, really cool. Grand Theft Auto, it's been real cool how we've been putting teams together to go do heists, or how to just have all-out fight nights on a map and stuff like that. Right. It's just, we talk about Bloodborne strategies every day. I mean, it's real cool how we keep up together.
Yeah, no, it's been a good experience.
Would you, Basement and Techno, be interested in maybe getting Mortal Kombat?
You should.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It's one of those games that I've almost kind of lost my stomach for it, so to say. I've watched a lot of like the react videos of people doing the fatalities and stuff, and some of those is just, maybe I'm just getting too old. I don't know. It just makes me kind of look
I know
Jesus Christ, man.
What, are
Some
you
of those
not
are awful.
desensitized at this point? Like, come on, we're in nerd culture. There's no way you're not desensitized at this point to everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
The other night we played, me and Ba and Payne and Toon just share play, and it took him one share play to actually buy it.
Yeah, that's true. He watched it one time and he's like, "Oh man,
the next day he bought it because we had so much fun, not doing fatalities, just competing against each other. And after each match, you can rate the other guy's match and just scrim around and just give him 0 points or 10 points or it's so awesome.
Yeah,
the fatalities are supposed to be kind of just over the top, and they feel over the top. You know what I mean? Like,
no, although I can say that the Jack's fatality, the T-Rex, that is something special.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, that one is the record, man. That one is off the charts.
Yeah. So Techno, you're obviously not a big MK guy right at the moment. Anything that could draw you into that?
I guess it depends on how the mechanics of it work. Like I had started playing some of the Street Fighters and whatnot back in the day, and I guess my biggest problem back then was using the D-pad and everything. I just could not get down the combos, and I think part of it was like the buddies I used to play with were really good. Like it came naturally to them. People like Bahamut who just stomp your ass into the ground in 2 seconds, and I'm like, and it's kind of like when you play somebody who's really good at chess and you suck.
Dude, that's very apt. That is a great description.
And so I guess it depends on how the battle mechanics work. If I can, that was always my problem is you had to be so very specific on combos back in the day and you had to know exactly what to do and when to do it. There was no forgiveness there, and so it's like, and it may be different though playing with the clan too, because like I said, at that time it was only one person I'd ever really play with, and I'd get stomped constantly. But, playing with a group, I'd have to see what it looked like, not how it worked, and I might consider it.
I think it's way more accessible than Street Fighter, honestly.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure.
I think Mortal Kombat's way more accessible than Street Fighter. Yeah. Although I think Street Fighter has the better tutorial mode. I think because Street Fighter will teach you like their combo basics and how to do links and things like that. Mortal Kombat. The one thing I will say about this game is the tutorial mode's a little basic. It just kind of teaches you some of the kind of basic kind of game mechanics about how they do different, just the game mechanics. Street Fighter spends more time teaching you how to do the different combos and links and things like that.
Just the fact of needing to know what a link is a problem for me.
Oh,
I think I got it, but it's linking the combos together, but just needing to get to that point.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bust out just normal given terminology from the fighting game community.
Right.
Apologies.
Yeah, so Iggy, Icy's requesting that you share play with him sometime with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. We can do that whenever.
All right.
Maybe tonight after this.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for the topics that we got for this night. Let me just give a quick rundown on some of the stuff that's coming up here for the clan. We got May 1st. We kind of tentatively scheduled a Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare night, so we'll give that a shot.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, so a bunch of us get on, play some of that out. I think we're going to try for episode 2 of this stream on May 8th. That is not yet confirmed, so keep your eye on Band and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to, even if I'm alone, going to run a stream for an episode on May 18th, right before House of Wolves drops, so we can get a chance to talk about a lot more stuff about going into it. So,
are we still planning on taking that day off from work, Tech? Are you going to be able to do that still, or?
If I have the chance, yeah, I should have. By 18th, I should have internet one way or the other again.
Yeah.
And so I should. I mean, at least I can do it from my phone again.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing that we're not going to be able to get a group of 6 on the 18th. You know what I mean? Like 2 groups of 3. That's kind of disappointing. But
right. Well, it does drop the 19th, just as a reminder. But.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I do think there's a whole bunch of us that'll be taking the day off from work that day. I've already allotted the time, at home and at work. Yeah.
A lot of us might have a summer flu. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be streaming most of the daytime House of Wolves content on the clan channel, so spot is open for someone else the 19th in the evening to stream if they want. So just let me know and we'll get you on the schedule for that. So anyone else got anything they want to toss out there before we sign off?
Well,
go ahead, Iggy.
For the shirts, we're gonna maybe do a second campaign soon. Just maybe need to have an admin meeting before, so you can see the shirt is right up here.
Yeah.
You can have maybe a second campaign. I have 6 people who are interested in it, so we maybe gonna miss maybe 4 more people, so we can just launch it. I'm gonna launch it at 10 yeses, but again, it's gonna be maybe this week or maybe the next week. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, and IC's bringing up the fact that his group raids at 10 p.m. Friday, so I'm actually thinking it might be a 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we can actually lead into his raid. Maybe he can get up a little bit higher viewer count for his raid too.
Oh, nice.
So it's still up in the air, so we'll see what's going on with that. So
the only thing I was going to add real quick is it's amazing. Like, there's so many things that we didn't get to, like the streaming channel and any number of other things that are going on with the clan too. Amazing that we talked for an hour and 10 minutes and we didn't get to everything.
Well, that just so happens I was about ready to throw out some plugs there for all that stuff.
Oh, look at that! Look at me with a.
Yeah, so we have a website that Iggy is probably 90% responsible for. It's on the bottom of the stream here. The people on the call can't see it, but on the stream you can see it. It's clangrimoire.wix.com/home. Check it out. We have a news feed in there that you can find out some of the going-ons in the clan. On the community page, you can sign up to get a special customized avatar by Iggy himself.
Well, if
So-
you're in the clan, let's not
Well-
just act like it's anybody.
Okay, so if you're in the clan and we verify it's you, Iggy will make you an awesome new avatar. And where the hell is he going? Oh, he's putting up... Here, let me switch over to his screen. There we go. There's a shot of the website for everybody. It says welcome. And it's got a message from our founder, Fragment. You know, all hail Frag.
Fearless leader.
That's right. So...
It doesn't. Oh shit! It doesn't work.
what the hell are you doing?
Mega Mushroom's working.
All right, so you can follow us on Twitter at Clan Grimoire. If you're watching us on Twitch right now rather than later on YouTube, we are on Clan Grimoire on Twitch. If you're interested in streaming and you're not currently a streamer for the clan, just get in touch with me and we will get you set up if you're part of the clan. And then we also have a YouTube page, youtube.com/c/Clan Grimoire. There's a lot of random shenanigans that go up there, anywhere from Kurt being a complete dick to Dublin Mike and blowing up his propane tank in a game of Dying Light, to Helldivers where I come in and kill my
What
entire
about
team.
Kiyazami? Wait, what about Kiyazami? Mention that.
Oh yeah, and we got a great video of Kiyazami, who was supposed to be here tonight but forgot it was his anniversary, so he's obviously not here now.
Oh, wait, that's no fucking way. It is my anniversary, too. My wife just let me do this.
Well,
Fucking crazy is that? Me and Kiyazami got married on the same day, apparently.
well,
Who would've thought?
happy anniversary to Bahamut, then.
Oh, yeah, no, trust me. It's about to be happy indeed.
Excellent. I'm sure Pediscus would enjoy if we kept the stream up just for him with that.
Oh,
But,
I know you would.
but
Quite
anyways,
frankly, he's already kept the stream up in his own mind, if you know what I'm saying.
right. Okay, so everybody, thanks for watching us on here. We'll be back later. So, this is Basement 45 signing off.
Peace!
See ya.